Hello friends, today I'm going to discuss with you about different kinds of tips and tricks which could be helpful for solving GPAT 2018 question papers. So here I'm giving Guru Mantra for you. I've seen that most of the time students they are trying to solve all 125 questions. And it is my experience of last 4 to 5 years that those students who are solving all 125 questions, there is 99% chances that they will disqualify. It is also seen that on an average cutoff it oscillate around 120 marks. It means that only 30 questions should be right to qualify the GPAT exam. So minimum 30 questions is requirement to qualify the GPAT exam, and it is quite easy. It is like that among 125 questions only 30 should be right. So on an average the ratio is like that among the 5 questions only 1 question should be right to qualify the GPAT exam. So it is such an easy job to qualify the GPAT. Now I'll tell you that how to solve the GPAT question paper. So you should solve GPAT question paper in 3 rounds, round 1, round 2 and round 3. So here I'll discuss how to solve the round 1. So in round 1, the first important thing is that you should read question carefully, because most of the time examiner is putting a very tricky words, and if you don't read that question properly, there is chances that you may answer it wrongly. Okay. So first important thing is that you should read question properly, and you should solve only those questions in round 1 about which you are highly confident. I'm repeating again, you should solve only those questions in round 1 about which you are highly confident. Okay, and don't change your answer once you click, because most of the time it is seen that students they shuffle from A to B or B to C. Okay, but psychology says that whatever the first option clicks in your mind is always the right answer. So in round 1, in this way you have to solve those questions about which you are confident. At the same time, such kind of window will appear in online exam. To the right hand side there will be the question numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 like that. Okay, total 125 questions will be there. And whenever you click on question number 1, question number 1 will appear like this, and it will contain this 4 options. Okay, in round 1 you have to do another job. For example, if I'm confused about option about question number 1, that means whether the answer is A or B. So what I will do in round 1, I'll use option of flag. Such kind of flag option is also available over there. So when you're confused about any kind of question, just put a flag. So black color flag will appear on that question. So this flag indicates that you have to solve such kind of question in round 2. Okay, and flag question indicates that you're confused in 2 options, 50-50. It is like Kaun Banega Crorepati, and you're confused about A or B or B or C or C or D. So you need to solve such kind of questions in round 2. Okay, so in this way round 1 will over. Okay, and round 1 will tell you about your position. If in round 1 you have 30 questions, you attempted 30 questions, it means there's a 100% chances that you'll qualify. And if you attempted more than 30, okay, consider your in round 1 you attempted 40 or 50 questions, there's more than 100% chances that you'll qualify the GPAT exam. Okay, so the risk in round 2 and round 3, it depends upon your round 1. Okay, I'm not saying that you should restrict yourself to just 30 questions. I am saying again over here that minimum 30 questions should be right. Okay, so it may possible that you may solve 40, 50, 60, 70 questions in round 1, depending upon your knowledge and depending upon the hardness or easiness of question paper, I can say. So now after round 1 you need to solve that question paper again in second revision, that is called as round 2. So in round 2 here risk starts. Okay, so in round 2 you are solving only those questions which you have flagged in round 1. Okay, so what is a tips for round 2? So in round 2 you are confused about A and B. So what students they are doing? Okay, they are trying to find out the right answer in A and B, but tip is like that. You should not find out that which is right in A and B. You should try to find out that which is wrong in A and B. Automatically you'll come to the right answer. Okay, if you are trying to find out that which is the right answer among the two options, so it will create a little bit confusion. Okay, but it is quite easy to find out the wrong option from the A and B. That's why I try to find out the wrong answer rather than finding the right answer. Okay, if you're confused about A and B. Another tip is that longest answer is always the right answer. If 4 options are there like A, B, C, D, then if you are confused about A and B, so here the length of B, the statement of B is quite long as compared to the A. So there is chances that B is answer. And this tip work 100%. So whenever you are getting any kind of a question which contains the statement, okay, so the longest statement is always right answer. It is also seen that most of the question they contains the same repeated words. For example, here question has been asked that give the nomenclature of procaine. They asked nomenclature of procaine, and here you can see that 4-aminobenzoate and 4-aminobenzoate. These two options are repeated in A and B. Okay, so there is strong chances that answer will be either A or B. So when there is a repetition of options, okay, it clearly indicates that among these two options, one will be the right answer. Okay. Also seen that some of the questions they contain the answers like that: none of the above, all of the above. 101% none of the above will not be the answer. Okay, so whenever you find none of the type of the option, so it never be the answer of that question. Now come to the all of the above. So when all of the above will be the answer, so if you think that among the 3 options, or for example A, B, C, if you feel that 2 options are right, okay, then there is chances that the right answer will be the all of the above. Then here's a tip for the grammatical tip. I can say that most of the time questions are in the form of statements. Okay, so if that statements end with an, so of course your answer should start with vowel like A, E, I, O, U. You can see here that here's question, and that question ends with an. So of course answer will be the albatross because it is starting with a vowel A. Okay, this is another tip. Okay, if you are confused about about A or B or C or D, there's 2 cases I'm discussing over here: confusion between A and B, and there's another confusion between C and D, and you're not coming to any kind of conclusion. So try to put the option B or C, because examiner used to hide the answer in middle. So your answer will be the correct. There is chances that the correct answer will be in A and B. The correct answer will be the B. In C and D, if you have confusion between C and D, so correct answer will be C. Okay, because this B and C, okay, most probably they are the right answer. Several times such kind of questions are also asked in the GPAT exam, that which of the following is true. Okay, so most of us and students, they are trying to find out the right answer, true answer, but this is not a right strategy. The proper strategy is that whenever such kind of question has been asked, you try to find out that which is a false answer. Work exactly opposite to the question has been asked. So automatically you'll come to the right answer. That means here the true is a C. C is the right answer over here. Several times your options contain such kind of words like always, none, and never. So whichever option contains such kind of word like always, none, and never, they never be the right answer. Okay, you can see that B contains always, D contains the never word. Okay, so here B and D is the wrong answer. They are the wrong answer. I can say that. Okay. Several questions they contains oppositely meaning words. For example, here question is that what happens to red blood cell in hypertonic solution? So option is a shrink, expand, disappear, and transform. So here shrink and expand, these two words are exactly opposite to each other. Okay, so whenever in 4 options two exactly opposite words are used, such kind of options are most probably anyone from these 2 options may be the right answer. It may be the shrink or it may be the expand. Now after round 2 you are in round 3. In round 3 you are working on zero background. You don't know anything about the 4 option. Okay, so how we can work in round 3? So round 3 eliminating strategy is there. So in round 3 try to eliminate the wrong answer. For example, A is not answer, B is not answer, D is not answer. Then what is the option left? It will be the answer. So here only one option left, and that is a C. So C will be the answer. But I'll suggest that you should not take much more risk in round 3 because there is more chances that you may click out the wrong answer. So in this way, I hope that you'll solve the GPAT question paper in 3 rounds. Round 1, round 2, and round 3. Just go to the AICTE website and you'll find a mock test over there with this. That means they put the option of trial test over there. Just click on this trial test and you can solve mock test over there. It contains 10 questions. Thank you for listening me. And if you have any kind of problem, you can WhatsApp me at 8806621544. Thank you.